welcome to Equifax Unlocked. My name's Craig Tebbutt, Chief Strategy and Innovation Officer, and today we're going to be talking about the complex world of commercial lending. And I'm delighted to be joined by our in-house expert, Neil Forrest, who's going to be shedding some light on some of the solutions that we've got to help commercial lenders. So, Neil.
Hi, Craig.
Hi. Tell me, business lending today, difficult economic climate, lots of stresses on businesses. What are the key challenges that you see facing business lenders today?
I think there's a great many challenges they face today, but we'll go into some detail in some of them in a minute. I think there's also equally a great opportunity because actually there's more data being brought to bear on the lending journey in the commercial world than ever before. So rather than having to take, sort of a historical view on how companies are performing and extrapolate that forward, we're getting much closer to a real-time granular picture of individual SME performance.
And that's always been the challenge for commercial lenders, right? Because by the time accounts are filed at Companies House, the rhetoric is the information that you're looking at already seems out of date because it was filed that long ago. So I guess that the key, as you say, with extra data being available, is to be able to get the insights into a business now, how they're performing, whether their turnover is going to be consistent. Do you need to collect from them tomorrow, today? Talk me through some of those challenges.
If you're making all of those decisions based on what you can see in the rearview mirror, inherently it's a riskier game. With open banking, with the CCDS data, which we'll come on to in a bit more detail in a moment, because it underpins the business intelligence suite, you're able to make much more in the moment decisions in terms of onboarding, in terms of in-life management, and so on.
So if you're a credit risk manager, you've got your team of underwriters. How are a commercial team of underwriters dealing with those challenges today? What's their sort of day-to-day world?
I think the commercial lending teams are really trying where they can to automate that lending journey. The need for human intervention costs money, slows the process down. I think that the SMEs are demanding a similar experience as you would in consumer banking, consumer finance, where as close as possible, it's an instant decision. So I think that's the direction of travel. So we're helping those lending teams by leveraging the data we make available to them in terms of that, sometimes even a pre-assessment at an onboarding stage before they actually get into the proper origination.
Okay. And you said we're helping. So at Equifax, we have the Equifax Cloud, the first cloud native bureau in the UK. Yeah. Really proud of that. But in reality, how is that helping customers deal with some of those challenges? What have we brought to market, Neil, that's going to be a game changer for our customers?
Yeah, I think the Equifax Cloud is the catalyst for so much of this. I think it's really important to state that we didn't just sort of take an existing bureau proposition and sort of lift and shift, as they say, into the cloud. We've rebuilt the commercial bureau, data point by data point. So all of the ingestion, all of the data sources that we bring together are in the data fabric. On top of that, we build the product layers. We build services like the business intelligence suite. Wouldn't be possible without the underlying cloud.
Okay. And you've mentioned business intelligence suite a couple of times. So what is the business intelligence
suite? We're super excited about this.
Okay.
So the business intelligence suite is the first of a series of new commercial lending products and services, all powered by our data, designed to support that end-to-end customer journey from onboarding, decisioning through in-life management, and in the unlikely event of collection and recovery. We have 4 specific products that make up the business intelligence suite today, and over the course of 25 we're going to be releasing many more after that.
Okay. So, and if I'm a business lender, if I'm running a risk team, what are the 4 key areas? You mentioned 4 key areas that we're solving for today. What are those 4 key areas?
So the turnover forecast is probably the first pillar that makes up the business intelligence suite. So that's a forward-looking prediction. It's a business viability score, effectively. What do we expect the turnover of this SME or enterprise to be 12 months going forward? So that's a key sort of risk mitigation.
Okay, so that's predicting the turnover of a business in the future.
Okay, absolutely.
Okay, so that's number 1. What's number 2?
We also have a product called ID Plus. Now, the point of ID Plus is to identify genuine, trading businesses. So when you're onboarding new customers, the last thing you want to be onboarding is a fictitious company, or a company that, its purpose, is maybe perhaps of a fraudulent nature.
Yeah, I guess we're used to fraud as consumers now, to scams, but maybe it's not always as apparent in the commercial world. We don't always think about bogus companies being set up and that type of thing, but that's a problem that lenders face, right?
Well, it happens. Absolutely. Not every company, settles its debts. Some of them do it through unfortunate, business circumstances. Others go under quite intentionally, I think, in some cases. But what the ID Plus solution is taking advantage of the CCDS data that Equifax acquires. Now that stands for Commercial Credit Data Sharing. So it's a consortium between the 10 or so largest banks and lenders in the UK. They all contribute data to it, so we can see all of the financial facilities, the loans, finance agreements that are in place with SMEs across the UK. So we can make a distinction between a real SME that has real financial obligations versus one that doesn't really appear to have any sort of footprint at all.
Okay, that makes sense from an ID perspective, but I guess that also shines a light on something you mentioned earlier, which was around how previously lenders would look into the past to see how a business was performing, when actually with the CCDS data, that's current, live, fresh data, and an indication of how a business is performing today, right?
Yeah. The CCDS data is a monthly lead on their opening and closing balance during a given period of time. So yes, it's a much closer to real-time indication of how they're trading.
So the groups, we've got turnover, we've got ID Plus. What's the third one?
So the third one is business foresight. As we were saying before, sometimes businesses can get into trouble through working capital and other pressures on them. If you have outstanding finance or loans in place with that business, this essentially is a bit of an early warning system that company might be getting into difficulty. So it's that proactive alert for you, for the front office team, relationship managers, to reach out, work with that client, try to understand what's happening, and mitigate your exposure through doing so.
So delivering actionable insights.
Exactly.
Okay, for the real world. Okay, what's the fourth one?
And the final one, recovery radar.
Okay.
So if the business does find itself in distress, recovery radar provides insights into the likelihood that you will be able to recover your outstanding loans and facilities with that business. So hopefully that never happens, but it's there if you need it.
Okay. Yeah, and cash flow is king, particularly for small businesses. So
absolutely,
really
absolutely. Okay. I think 4 in 10 of small businesses that fail, it's cash flow is the underlying reason for that.
So that's clear to me. I guess I often speak leading strategy and innovation. I talk a lot about the Equifax Cloud and how it will enable us now to bring products more quickly to market. How has this helped deliver this product? How has the Equifax Cloud helped?
I think a product like the Business Intelligence Suite would have been very difficult to bring to market without the cloud. And had we done so, I think it would have taken us, 3 or 4 times as long as it had now. Right. Our ability to innovate and to create new products within the cloud is a game changer. It's so much quicker than traditional methods.
Fantastic. Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited. I think this is, one of a number of new products initiatives that we've managed to accelerate through the power of the Equifax Cloud. If you're listening to this, if you're a business lender, you think, hey, this sounds quite interesting, this stuff that Neil's talking about. How do I find out more?
Well, we've got full details of the Business Intelligence Suite on the website. You can contact one of your account manager at Equifax, or you can speak to our consultant team, and they'd be happy to guide you through the features and provide you with a demonstration of the product.
Neil, thank you for joining us. Thank you for giving us an insight into the Business Intelligence Suite, how that can help lenders. And thank you for joining Equifax Unlocked.